We were well and truly so close to the finale until it got delayed. Apparently it wasn't finished in time, but I am not complaining. We already got the remaining episodes before the finale, that being the Dirtifiers and Queen of the Dreadzone. Hello, I'm Tohiro, and welcome back to another Miraculous Ladybug Season 6 review for the Dirtifiers. Based on the things that happen and that are said in this episode, I'd say that it comes way before Yaxi goes in, since in this episode, Kagami still seems to be under her mother's control. We start off the episode at a sleepover at Marinette's house. I've heard some people say that it's the same sleepover as in Daddy Cop, but I highly doubt it, since Sabrina has her new horrible hairstyle, but we can assume it is right after that first sleepover. Kagami is presenting the movie that everyone will watch, and I have to ask, I find it kind of odd that they only have a Japanese character in the show suggest to watch a Japanese movie, which is normal and does make sense, but I feel like this show always takes stereotypes way too far sometimes. Marinette's parents bring them some never-before created snacks, and they also want to stay and watch the movie. They get into their pajamas, and Kagami seems a little upset and jealous.
Tes parents sont toujours ainsi? Oui, on ne manque pas une occasion d'être ensemble.
C'est parce qu'on l'adore, notre chouquette.
This is so sad given what we know about her home situation. Alia gets a phone call from her mom and it turns out she's going to have another baby, and Alia tells her friends about it and they are all excited on her behalf, and Kagami proceeds to ask,
Tu n'as pas déjà des...
I mean, she does have a point. Like, Alia's family is already huge, and in this economy, having a family of 7 is no joke. And Kagami also feels jealous about this because she has no siblings. While everyone else celebrates, Kagami goes up to Marinette's bed to finish the movie in peace, and Marinette checks up on her, but it's clear that Kagami wants to be left alone for a while. And I honestly don't understand how fans can hate Marinette. I get them disagreeing on the secret thing, but there are so many fans who just hate Marinette. Yes, she has problems, yes, she makes mistakes, but she is a kind person at heart. She always tries her best to make sure everyone around her feels good. The same story with Adrian. While what she's doing is subjectively wrong, yes, subjectively, because I have seen people agree with what she's doing with some valid points. It comes from a place of love. So seeing this side of her with Kagami reminds me of how she became such a popular character aside from being the main character. We cut to the next day where Kagami returns home and she goes upstairs in an attempt to bring her mother some pastries, but she is immediately rejected and goes to her room. Marinette calls Kagami to check up on her, and gosh, Marinette is such an awesome friend.
Salut Kagami, t'avais l'air un petit peu triste hier soir.
Non, je me suis beaucoup amusée.
Je crois que j'ai compris. Tu voulais nous montrer ton film mais on n'arrêtait pas de s'interrompre. Mais c'est promis, on va vite refaire une pyjama party et on pourra le voir en entier. Même plusieurs fois si tu veux.
C'est inutile, Marinette. Cette soirée était parfaite. Tes parents sont vraiment gentils et c'est formidable de partager des moments avec eux et vous toutes. Alia est heureuse d'avoir une petite sœur, c'est normal de fêter ça. C'est même très bien. Tout le monde est heureux.
Toi aussi t'es heureuse?
Tu sais comment c'est chez moi. Alors, quand je vous vois toutes aussi contentes avec vos familles, ça me fait un drôle d'effet. Je n'ai jamais connu ça avec ma mère.
Je suis certaine qu'elle t'aime. Je veux dire, à sa façon.
Tu connais mon secret. Je ne suis pas comme vous et tu sais bien que ma mère n'est pas non plus comme tous les parents.
Attends, j'ai une idée. Pourquoi tu nous rejoindrais pas? Viens pique-niquer avec nous.
Impossible. J'ai déjà épuisé mon quota de sociabilité pour le week-end.
Attends, ton quoi?
Je n'ai le droit de voir qu'un certain nombre d'amis par week-end. Ma mère veut que je me concentre sur les choses sérieuses. Cela dit, merci pour ta sollicitude, mais je vais gérer seule, comme toujours. Amusez-vous bien.
Kagami has such a hard life. Imagine growing up with a parent who doesn't love you, not even in a really strict way. Kagami gets really upset and she crashes out, and rightfully so. And her crash out reminds me of Lila's crash out in the London special at the end. So is that more hints that Kagami is Lila's sister?
La colère brûle le cœur de celles et ceux qui se heurtent à des questions sans réponse.
J'en ai conscience, Long.
Si ta mère a utilisé le Miraculous du pan pour te donner naissance, c'est qu'elle avait vraiment envie d'avoir un enfant.
Si ce bijou magique transforme une émotion en être vivant, alors quelle était la sienne quand elle m'a créé?
That is a very good question. As we saw in the opening clip, Kagami's mother did not show any signs of emotion really, but we can get a hint as to what she was feeling based on what she said.
Reflet dans le miroir, dragon au-dessus des hommes, diamant fait fille.
Mirror's reflection, dragon above men, diamond made into a girl. So this is obviously some sort of emotion linked to perfectionism. Mirror's reflection, I am assuming that means to have Kagami be more like her mother, perfect, flawless, and obedient. Dragon above men, have her child be better than her peers, have her be high above everyone else. Since dragons can fly, people will look up at her and her perfection. Diamond made into a girl, again, have her be perfect like a diamond, but this has a double meaning. When diamonds are carved out of the ground, they aren't perfect, they are shaped into the precious stones we see on jewelry, basically meaning that Tomoe was already planning to shape Kagami into a perfect diamond. So, what was the emotion created to use Kagami? Well, it was perfection, if that is an emotion in the first place. She wanted to see Kagami's perfect achievements, which is why she lost her eyes. Kagami goes to ask her mother about her birth. She literally asks, "Why am I here?" And isn't that question a little worrisome when a child asks it? Depending on the context, of course. Why was she born? That is sad. She and her mother get into an argument and Tomoe says Kagami has to sword fight her in order to get an answer. And am I the only one who found this fight bad? The action was not the best. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to use the entire episode's budget on this one scene, but still, I was hoping to see something better. Anyway, Kagami wins and her mother tells her the same haiku she used to create Kagami. Kagami asks Tomoe if she loves her and Tomoe responds, and I quote, "I love it when you make me proud." Kagami runs off and disappears. Marinette is worried about Kagami and she wants to help her but she doesn't know how exactly.
Mais qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire? On va faire ce que font les amis. On la kidnappe.
Aha, yes, that's the Julika I know. In season 3, she proposed that everyone kidnaps Kagami to keep her away from Adrian, and now they suggest to kidnap her to make her feel wanted. And I kind of wished they actually went through with that plan. Inspired by her idea, Marinette and the girls decide to pay Kagami a visit. They arrive at Kagami's massive house and realize that they are broke as hell, since there is an AI answering them at the front door. They have some trouble getting in since the AI cannot tell them where Kagami is, so they try another strategy. They go to all the places Kagami hangs out and see if she's there. Marinette tries another method and calls Kagami as Ladybug and she responds. Ladybug figures out where Kagami is and heads her way.
Tout semble plus léger ici. Et puis de toute façon, personne ne m'attend en bas.
Qu'est-ce que tu racontes? On est tout en train de te chercher.
C'est inutile. Vous cherchez Kagami Tsurugi. Je ne veux plus être cette personne.
Comment tu peux dire un truc pareil? Kagami Tsurugi est loyale, sincère, courageuse, toujours présente pour ses amis. C'est une des meilleures personnes que je connaisse.
La meilleure. Pour ma mère aussi, c'est tout ce qui compte.
On ne peut pas tous avoir la famille qu'on rêverait d'avoir. Hein?
C'est si facile à dire pour toi. Tu as des parents merveilleux. Vous vous parlez, vous jouez, vous riez tous ensemble. Ils feraient tout pour toi. Ils te font même... des câlins.
Pardonne-moi. T'as raison, j'ai beaucoup de chance. Mais les amis, c'est comme une autre famille. Une famille qu'on peut choisir. Et tes amis à toi t'attendent en bas. Et on a hâte de retrouver Kagami Tsurugi.
I am so glad that they are exploring this topic. I feel like this was something that Adrian could have gone through, seeing as his father loved him in a way that wasn't very ideal to him. So the writers exploring this topic with Kagami shows that they realized that they missed their chance with it for Adrian. While all of this was happening, Alia's sisters were busy getting akumatized.
Les filles, je suis fatiguée, je vais faire une petite sieste. Essayez de ne pas faire trop de bruit, d'accord?
Maman est toute fatiguée. Si on l'aidait à finir les travaux. Maman va être trop fière de nous. Maman, faut que tu viennes. C'est trop beau, tu vas voir. Surprise!
Mais c'est pas vrai! Vous êtes de vraies petites catastrophes toutes les deux. Vous avez salé tout l'appartement. Vous allez vous débarbouiller et ne revenez pas tant que je n'ai pas fini de nettoyer.
So, Alia's mother handled this really calmly. Like, yes, she was angry, but she did not show it to the girls. She was more calm about it, which is good, but still visibly upset. And now the girls are upset because they think their mother doesn't love them anymore. Lila sends them an Akuma and she says something really interesting.
Que se passe-t-il?
C'est maman. Elle nous aime plus du tout. Parce qu'on a sali tout l'appartement.
Oh, je comprends que ça vous rende si triste. C'est trop dur d'avoir une maman qui ne nous aime pas.
Is she talking about her relationship with Tomoe and how Tomoe abandoned Lila in favor of Kagami? I hope we get some answers to this soon, because while it is interesting, I think it only intrigues one's interest for a short while. After that, it might feel like it's dragging on for too long. Julika sees the girls akumatized, she transforms and calls Ladybug, who is alerted, and tells Kagami to join them when she feels the time is right. The heroes fight the Dirtifiers, but they quickly get taken out one after the other. First, Purple Tigress gets taken out by an anti-Kuma in an alleyway, then Polymouse. And before all this happens, we get a funny little reference to Cat Noir being left out and sidelined in seasons 4 and 5, and I just found it super cute.
Les filles, dispersez-vous.
Et moi, dans tout ça, je reste ici pendant que les souris dansent?
Bien sûr que non, tu viens avec moi, chaton.
And we also got a season 1 reference with Cat Noir and Ladybug going up high in the sky to look for the villain.
Regarde, là.
Elle se dirige vers la tour Eiffel.
I love these references so much. They didn't have to do it, but they did, and there was a good reason for doing it, so it wasn't just a pointless reference. They get to the Eiffel Tower, and the girls also take Alia out with an anti-Kuma, and her reaction is just priceless.
C'est pas vrai. Moi aussi, je suis
Not angry, just annoyed that she got outplayed by 2 6-year-olds who are her sisters. It just makes so much sense. And I have seen some people ask why Lila does not take their Miraculouses after neutralizing them, and the answer is pretty simple. As we've seen in the episode The Chained Titans, Ladybug can track down any Miraculous, meaning if Lila takes it, Ladybug will know where to find her. Ryuko comes down and she cleans most of Paris with the intention to limit the movement of Alia's sisters. But it's not enough, they need to keep the whole city clean, so they encourage Ryuko basically to control the weather like stormy weather.
Dragon d'orage!
And I hikey wanna see Ryuko and Stormy Weather face off to see who is the most powerful out of the two of them. And the heroes use a combination of their powers to defeat the girls, and I have to say they went a little too hard on these 6-year-old girls. Especially Purple Tigress, she had no reason to falcon punch the ground like that. The heroes win as usual and Kagami goes home, but not before sharing a hug with Ladybug.
Ladybug, attends.
That was so sweet. Kagami emotionally cut her mother off, cutting off most of the control she has over her, and this is reflected by the fact that Kagami decides to not have a social quota anymore. And we get to one of the most interesting scenes of the episode with Lila and Tomoe.
Bonsoir.
Après la défaite que Kagami t'a infligée, tu aurais mieux fait de rester terré dans ton repère.
Après l'humiliation que ma chère sœur vous a infligée, vous devez vous ennuyer sans personne à entraîner.
Is Lila really Kagami's sister? I have my doubts, but it's so odd to think about. I do believe that Lila was Tomoe's child before she had Kagami. Also, I might be nitpicking here, but the reflection in Tomoe's glasses does not make any sense. The reflection is inverted from what it actually should be like. Lila should be on the right side of her glasses since Lila is on Tomoe's left side, as we can see with the back shot of Tomoe. Why can't small mistakes like this be avoided? The episode is finished, and wow, it was pretty interesting. The stuff with Alia and her family wasn't super interesting, but it did play a part in the story, so I did enjoy it. That's all I have to say for now. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and tell me about your thoughts on the episode down below. I'd love to read it. See you soon and stay miraculous.